Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. Welcome to another Tea with Me Tuesday. Oh, what are we going to chat about? Oh, you noticed that funny round thing behind me here? That is a game that my grandsons and I are going to play. I was trying to make it into a spider web, but I wanted really sticky tape. That's painter's tape that's on there. And I have little eyeballs that for Halloween. They're kind of like really, they're they're a little bit lighter than ping pong balls. So when you throw them, whoops, this is shaking. When you throw them, they catch. I've been practicing to make sure that it's sticky enough. And they love playing games and they like using point systems. So my grandson was saying, well, if they get it at a certain place, it's so many points. And if they get it in another place, whatever. So I'll have to kind of maybe put a little bit more tape on it, put a little bit in the center, and then maybe I'll draw some circles and it'll be like so many points. I know. They like doing that. So that's one thing. And then, of course, I've got Kitty sound asleep beside me. My old man. Where's the old lady? Oh, she's over there laying in our other favorite spot. And I brought out my favorite pillow from my room, put on the couch. You know what I was noticing on some things around my house? I don't cut these off enough. I should really cut all these tags. How many of you cut those tags off? I have. I noticed it the other day when we were in the bathroom. I had taken out a face cloth Mom needed, and it had this big old tape on there. And I mean, I've had those face cloths like forever. When I buy them, why don't I snip that off? I don't know. How many of you snip them off right away? I don't know. I usually snip things off like that when I get annoyed. And I noticed it the other day on my bedspread. I've had that, I don't know if you call it a comforter. It's not really a bedspread, more of a, I don't know, comforter, I guess. I've had that for years. And the tag's still on it. Like, you know, was I never taught? Was I never taught to take those off? I remember in the olden days when they said never take those off, you could get into trouble. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, I don't know what to talk about today. Had a good week. Last week I had a bad day. Thank God it was the last of the bad days. Had good days since. It's been, how long has it been now? Oh, let me think. Oh, goodness sake. It's late at night and I'm tired. It's been a couple of weeks now, and the pills that I used to take for anxiety and stress is just about out of my system. And they said it'd take about a month or 6 weeks or whatever. And I'm starting to feel so much like my old self. I am feeling so much better. Oh, it was scaring me because they are addictive. And when I tried, my doctor wanted me to try something not quite so strong. And when she put me on those, I was sick. They said a week or two, your body's got to change. Well, I know me and I know my body. And I don't know how many of you are like that. I know since I was a little girl, well, teenager even, if most people take 2 aspirin for headache, I have to take a half of one. My body absorbs it. My body reacts. I know how it reacts. And when I started taking those other pills, I was sick for like 3 weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks. It was like awful, awful. I would have one afternoon that was good, but the rest of the time I felt sick all the time. And with the COVID around, you get scared because you think you're going to get it or you've got it or I'm going to give it to mom or whatever. So I'm not a pill taker. I know I needed the other ones during very stressful times, especially the year when we lost 5 members of our family. and my brother's Alzheimer's was getting very bad, and my mom's dementia was declining. Although mom is, I mean, I think the last 3 years with mom, we've really gotten along really well, and I'm pretty attuned to her quirky moods. If mom is cranky, and mom is like never cranky, there is an infection somewhere, whether it be a bladder infection, a sore stomach, constipation that she can't explain to me because um, she doesn't understand. In other words, at this point, at now, she can't say the right words for things. I know what she's saying now because I've gotten used to her, but there are things that she'll be amazed at the wind blowing the leaves. She's totally amazed, and she'll go, "Oh my gosh, look." I don't know whether it's amazement, curiosity, surprise, um, any of those things that are out of the normal for mom. She accentuates, I guess, whatever it is. And the quirky things I have noticed with mom, and maybe we'll talk about that today. Quirky things on the person that you are giving care to. And I noticed it with my brother when his Alzheimer's started to decline. They always notice garbage on the ground. Like I can walk, a bottle cap, a top of, the cans, the canned drinks, that little thing there on the ground, a piece of paper or whatever. Mom notices everything and she picks them up. Like now, I don't allow her to pick things up. But before COVID, she would pick up and look at it and examine it and wonder what it is and ask if I lost it. That's one quirky thing about mama. And I noticed it again about my brother as well because he was the same. We'd be walking and he'd see something on the ground and had to pick it up, had to see what it was. It was that important to them. So that was one thing. The other quirky thing that mom's been doing is she has been taking toilet paper, like the toilet paper rolls, and hiding them in her room. Or she's been taking the Kleenex, taking it out of the box, folding it all up and piling it up, and then she hides them in her drawers. I was looking for a battery for her hearing aid the other day, and she has a sewing machine cabinet that she's been using as a table, and there's 3 drawers, and they're long and kind of deep. They're narrow though. And I pulled it out, all these pieces of Kleenex. And then when I went in her drawer, like her top drawer, to get her a pair of socks or some underwear, clean underwear, whatever, all of a sudden I'm seeing pieces of paper, um, pieces of garbage, meaning not garbage, but paper garbage, like old used envelopes, or when you rip the top off of the Kleenex box. She had that tucked away, hiding. All kinds of funny things like that. And then she sorts through things, and they have to be a certain way. And then if she doesn't like it, she changes it. I got a hair that's bugging me. And that's another quirky thing. I don't move it. I don't change it. I let it be. It's her room. It's her privacy. The other thing that she's been doing, and she's been doing that, I would say, pretty much since she moved in with me. She hides her purse. She'll hide it under her covers, and she'll hide it somewhere. And then at night before she goes to bed, if she can't find it, well, not so bad in the last couple of months, but prior to that, if she can't find it, we search high and low, and sometimes It's in a drawer, hanging at the back of her door, hiding under some pillows, hiding in one of her cabinets. you know, and the thing that bothers me is that a couple of years ago, not so much now, but a couple of years ago when she was still using her own bank card and she was doing her own banking, and I didn't want to change that. And every time she went, there was a certain amount she always, even I knew mom, even when she wasn't living with me, she always used to go to the bank and take out the same amount all the time to keep in her wallet. So I kept that on as long as I could until she could no longer remember her passcode, her PIN number, or she was getting too confused. So even then, she would be hiding her purse all over the place, and I found that to be rather funny, And a couple of times, not so much now. I let mom be her little idiosyncrasies. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. But I did ask her, Mom, it's only me and you in the house, and I don't touch your room. Like, you don't have to hide your purse. This was before, a couple of years ago. In the last year or two, no, I don't even mention it. She has my dad's picture at the top on the bookcase up at the top. She has David, who she was with for 20 years. She was with my dad um, 40, 30 some years. I've forgotten now. The dates, I forget. And then she's got my brother, and that's when he was younger, and he's with his dog. So she's got these three, and a couple of relatives. When people pass away, they have like usually their picture and a card with a little memorial saying or something on it. And she's got a couple of those up there. And a couple of years ago, she would look at the pictures some days when she wasn't interested in TV and when she was still knitting, and she would cry because she remembered who they were. She looks at them now and she doesn't know who they are. And I show her pictures and I tell them their name and thinking maybe she would remember their names, and she doesn't. And she recognizes herself. And of course, because I'm with my daughter and her sons and my son and his family, their families, she recognizes them because we see them often. But people, even my brother, she does not recognize. And I had a horrible time with his wife when he was first admitted to hospital. Even before that, um, it was a horrible situation. But um, she insisted that mom knows them. Mom knows their face when she sees them, but I'll show her pictures, and she doesn't know who they are. And even when I say their name, she doesn't know. Now with my brother, she thinks it was someone that used to work for her because mom was a big boss at one time and had a lot of staff. And a lot of us worked for mom. One of my first jobs after babysitting was working for my mom, catering parties and things like that. And she was in charge of all the staff. So, you know, um, but when she sees him, she knows he's familiar. And right now, we're in a second wave apparently of the virus. And I wanted to go and visit my brother, but now I can't take the chance of taking mom to a place where there could be COVID patients going in and out of the hospital. I just can't take that chance. And it's horrible because we haven't seen him for a couple of months. And the longer that we're apart, the less she'll recognize, and it kind of bothers me. But those are kind of the things that when you're living with someone that you love that is declining with dementia or Alzheimer's or any of the other um, under the dementia umbrella, because there is a lot of different issues. Some people become very aggressive. Um, some people, just totally, go downhill very quickly. Other people decline very slowly. And mom is going to be 90 on the 20th of October, the 20th. and a couple of weeks away. And she's doing darn good for her age. She does not take pills for anything. She lately has been having a sore knee. Now it was the other knee, and now it's gone to the it was the right knee, and now it's on the left knee, and I've been rubbing it for her a couple of times a day so that it would be a little bit easier for her to walk, because as soon as she's fine, she says, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with my legs." And I said, "Well, okay, Mom, get up, because I want to make sure." And she starts to walk, and she goes, "Oh yes, it's this knee." But when she's sitting there, she doesn't remember the pain. She doesn't remember it hurts when she walks. It's only when she's doing it that she remembers. And that's one of the hard things of being a caregiver, is being able to recognize when there is an infection or pain. And because Mom and I are living together and I see her 24/7, I'm starting to, well, not starting to, I have been for a while, recognizing when Mom is, when she's off, there's something wrong. It could be the littlest thing, Could be that she has to go to the bathroom, or it could be that she's hungry. And I try to keep sort of, I give her breakfast around 8, 8:30. I usually give her a snack around 10, and lunch at 12. And the snack is usually a yogurt. I try and give her yogurt every single day. And lunch. And then we may have a snack in the afternoon, but not always, because she's not hungry. And then we have supper around 5. And then Mom goes to bed between 7 and 8, depending on what's on TV. But she sometimes, and depending on the day, if we're out about wandering a lot. The thing with her leg too that's been bothering her, although it seems to be getting a little bit better because she's not limping as much. And I did have a phone call into the doctor, and she's going to call us back on the 5th. So hopefully by that time it'll subside with the ointment that I have for rubbing her leg. But if she has an off day, I'm more aware of it now, because before I used to question, and I'd ask my daughter. My daughter worked 8 years in sort of a geriatric type ward, a long-term care, and now she's in mother baby unit, which has been there for about 7 years, because she got her 15-year certificate from the hospital, or from the nursing association. I don't know, one of the two. It could have been from the hospital itself. I think it was the hospital. 15-year service that she's had with the hospital. But when she, if I had a question at when Mom first was staying with me, my daughter would give me tips on what to look for, and if my concern is serious enough that I should consult a doctor or not. Because I didn't know. I mean, you don't know when you first, but we've been together long enough now that I see the quirky things. But there's a lot of fun things. And there's a lot of silly things. And I was telling my grandson, because we chat once in a while. There was one day we were at my daughter's, a couple of months ago, I think long before COVID, could have been last summer. And we were all talking, and we were repeating words for some reason. I don't remember what the game was, I don't remember what we were doing, but Mom likes to try and speak French to my daughter's oldest, because he's in English and French, and he's quite fluent in French now. And she was talking to him, and then he would tell me something of what he thinks she was saying, because Mom gets her words mixed up now. She didn't before. Before she was quite fluent, but sometimes she'll say something and kind of forget where she's going with it. So she said a word, and I can't remember what it was, and we were trying to say friends. We're talking about friends. My grandson was trying to say, because my mom had asked him what he said, and he said friends. And she came out with a totally different word. And the atmosphere at the time and what happened, it was so funny, because of what we were talking about in the whole situation. It was so funny. we started to giggle. And Mom, of course, it wasn't hurting her feelings, believe me. She was preoccupied with something, with my youngest grandson or something. And my older grandson and I had been giggling throughout the day, so it wasn't, and giggling throughout the conversations. So she had no idea that we were, it's not that we were laughing at her. I guess we were laughing with her, I suppose. So that was one thing. And then, what was it the other day? It was hilarious. Oh, it scared me in a little bit. We were at. I was telling my grandson. I said, because he likes to know things, and we were in the car, and every time we go shopping, we come in the car, we put on hand sanitizer right away. And Mom went to lick it, and I went, "No, Mom," because I didn't want her to lick it. Those are the things I have to watch out for. Those are the things I have to be very careful with. Ever since Mom fell a year or two ago, and she tripped on the curb, I've been super careful. Mom, I'm actually beside her now, watching her step over, and she steps over it, and she's really fine, and she's doing well. But I know that one day when I'm not looking, she's going to hit the curb and fall. So I'm super, super careful about that. There's a lot of things that Mom can do that doesn't bother me, but falling at her age scares me, so I have to be very careful. My tea got cold, and I'm sorry I did ramble on about Mom, but she has so many fun things, and she does have a great sense of humor. And those are the things that I want to see my mom smile about. There's a couple of shows on TV that have music playing, and she loves it. She enjoys it so much. So I tape them, and I'll play them a week or two later because she won't remember seeing it. Because even if I ask her if she's seen it before, she goes, "No, I don't think so," or um, "I don't remember." She's now getting used to saying, "I don't remember," which is fine because there is no shame in not remembering. I said, "I know, I don't remember either." Well, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. And I think I have reassured Mom enough now that she is comfortable with if she makes a mistake. She's not embarrassed anymore, and she doesn't um, get upset like she used to. I think now she's accepted her her dementia. Maybe not accepted it, but doesn't realize she has it, I think, at this point. But Mom and I have a lot of fun. I take her out often, even though we have supposedly a second wave. I take her out. I don't take her into stores. And when I go in, I have now a spray hand sanitizer, and a spray um, disinfectant that I use in my car. And I we disinfect everything. And we have not had one person come through that door in our house since around the 15th of March. And I will not have, until COVID is gone, I will not have anyone in my home. We can go out, but when we come home, we wash our hands, we take off those clothes, put them in the hamper, and we're fine. Anyway, sorry, this has been such a long video. I am so sorry. My kitty has totally ignored me. I've had enough. Thanks for joining me. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you don't mind, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment if you wish. But we're doing good. I'm doing better now that I'm off those pills and my body is starting to get back to normal. I have a few issues that I got to deal with, but with the COVID, it's got to wait. I am not prepared to do anything unnecessarily until we are clear, and it could be a year or two from now, God forbid. Anyway, guys, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.